Hi everyone, Debbie Cork here. Just wanted to show you the latest journal that I finished. This is the 1969 journal, created out of a single copy of the National Geographic magazine. So let's get started. I chose this magazine, or it chose me, from a second-hand bookstore that we stopped at on the way down to holiday in Devon. And I thought it'd be rather nice to actually have a go at seeing if you could make one journal out of one magazine. So I made the pages out of the magazine itself and cut out various images. I wanted to reflect the whole of the magazine, so I picked not only images but also adverts and tried to use as much of it as I possibly could. There wasn't a lot left by the time I'd finished, I must admit. So these are some of the adverts. I thought it'd be a nice reflection of 1960s. You can see the pictures here, quite different from our magazines today. It'd be nice to collect all of the National Geographics, but they take up quite a lot of room, so I thought this would be a nice way of just keeping a flavour of them. The adverts are particularly nice, and what I hadn't realised when I bought it was that actually it was an American version. So obviously American adverts, which being here in the UK is quite nice. I used double page spreads for the middle of the signatures and tried to incorporate as much of it as I possibly could. So I used some of the fonts. You can see here the vehicles and everything are a real reflection of the time. And the colours are quite different. They're quite muted compared with some of our magazines today, which would be nice to sort of look back on in years to come. I picked this advert because it's the same as outboard engine make that my mum and dad used to have on their boat, so more memories of when excuse me, when I was a child. All things that are nice. This was it was a great set of dishwasher adverts all the way through the book, and also various typically English pictures. I particularly like this one. There were lots of different sections within the magazine. I didn't keep the sections as they were. I thought it'd be quite nice to sort of mix them up. So it makes for quite a nice mix of different pages. So there are 5 signatures in all, which was 6 pieces of paper folded, which actually gave 120 sides to decorate, which was quite a lot. I didn't gauge it. I just picked a number at random, cut the pages out, and then started sticking and hoped for the best. Seemed to work out okay. There really are some fabulous images in National Geographics. Also maps. And some really strange images. Chap here hiding in the bushes for some reason. There's also quite a lot featured about new sit-on lawnmowers, which seem to be quite new and innovative at that stage. One of the sections that I particularly liked in this book was there was a big section on shells from around the world, which was rather nice. So I cut out some of those. You can see them here. And some of the pages I cut the pages so that the images actually appeared in the right place in the book, which is different from what I've done in previous magazines, more advertisements. These are more of the KitchenAid dishwasher. It says, Mrs. Henry Capone recently gave her sister a present, an 18-year-old KitchenAid dishwasher. It still works real good, Mrs. Capone says, and since I got a new KitchenAid, I thought my sister would like the old one. She does. They don't make them like that anymore. But I really enjoyed making this one. It only took me about 2 weeks, which was amazing. I normally start them with great gusto and then don't finish them, but trying to get a few projects finished, so I thought it's no good starting another one and just leaving it. Some strange images. This reminded me of the drying fish that I saw when I went to Norway. You can see here the font and everything is fun, and the tractors. These are some more adverts. That one does actually look like an old-fashioned advert. But it's good fun to do because you had a limited choice of both backgrounds and images, which in some respects is quite nice. It cuts down the choice, makes you think a bit more about how you can use them. There's more adverts. Oh, I love those mussel shells, lovely colours on those. I thoroughly recommend it if you've got a magazine that you like. It would work well with any magazine. The National Geographic it works particularly well with. I used the cover, was the only thing that wasn't made from the National Geographic magazine. It was a cake box, which I covered, and then I cut down the yellow, which is quite indicative of National Geographic. I cut that down to fit the size of the pages that I'd already cut. This was just an image in the middle of the book, which I really liked. And again, it was a bigger picture, so I cut it down and used the rest on the back. I used pages from the text from the National Geographic to cover the inside cover with, and I actually used matte medium this time, which I didn't like as much as my Pritt stick. It was very messy, but it's probably just where I've not had much practice to it. And then I covered the whole cover with 2 coats of varnish. I used the spine of the National Geographic so that you could see the actual categories that were covered, and I don't know if you can see it from there, but there's actually 5 signatures. The middle signature, which is here, I used clear fishing lines so that it didn't cover up the spine of the writing, otherwise you wouldn't have been able to read it. And then I just used a map, and then I used more of the cover on the back. That was the categories that were in the book. But yes, all in all, I was quite pleased with it for a first attempt. I need to practice making the covers, I think. They're not very smart at the moment, but everything comes with practice. So hope you liked it. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.